Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is September 3rd. On this day in 1821, a hurricane estimated to be a Category 3 or 4 swept across the Delmarva Peninsula and New Jersey, then made landfall in New York City. Battery Park in Manhattan was inundated by a 13-foot storm surge. At least 22 people were killed, and extensive damage occurred to trees and buildings throughout the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. The hurricane caused $200,018.21 United States dollars in damage, which equates to over $5.71 million in 2025 United States dollars. On this day in 1963, Elk County, Pennsylvania was impacted by an 8.4-mile-long, 100-yard-wide F3 tornado. This tornado developed along a hillside around a mile north of Ridgway and ripped up trees along the hillside. It then crossed the Clarion River and reportedly sucked up water, then crossed Route 219 near the Police Barracks, where a car was lifted off the ground, spun around, and dropped around 15 feet off the highway. The tornado then reached the Lynchville neighborhood and killed 14 cows at the Henry Foster farm. Many trees were toppled, and the large barn had some roofing blown off. In Lynchville, 100 to 150 buildings were destroyed or damaged. Homes had shingles and siding stripped off. Some were unroofed, others were shifted off their foundations. At least 20 trailers were reported to have been destroyed, and 5 empty railroad cars were also toppled. This tornado caused 20 injuries, but no human fatalities. On this day in 1970, Coffeyville, Kansas was struck by a severe hailstorm during the early evening hours, during which a hailstone 17.5 inches in circumference and nearly 2 pounds in weight was recovered. This is currently the third largest hailstone in the United States. Average stone size from the storm was 5 inches in diameter, with another stone reportedly 8 inches in diameter. On this day in 1979, Hurricane David made landfall near West Palm Beach, Florida as a Category 2 hurricane, then paralleled the Florida coastline just inland until it emerged into the western Atlantic Ocean in New Smyrna Beach, Florida later that day. They continued to the north-northwest and made one more landfall just south of Savannah, Georgia as a minimal hurricane with 80-mile-per-hour winds on the 5th. David first formed near Cape Verde off the coast of West Africa on August 25th and traversed the Leeward Islands, Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, the east coast of the United States, and Atlantic Canada by the time it dissipated on September 8th. On August 30th, David reached peak intensity with 175-mile-per-hour winds, a Category 5 hurricane, in the northeast Caribbean Sea. On the 31st, an upper-level trough pulled David northward into Hispaniola as a Category 5 storm. The eye passed almost directly over Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic. David crossed over the island and weakened after it soaked the islands. After it crossed the Windward Passage, David struck eastern Cuba as a minimal hurricane on September 1st. While it weakened to a tropical storm over land, it quickly re-strengthened as it went back to open waters. David turned to the northwest and re-strengthened to a Category 2 hurricane while over the Bahamas, where it caused hefty damage. David is believed to have caused 2,078 deaths, most of which came in the Dominican Republic, as did the biggest part of the torrential damage it caused across its path, which totaled $1.54 billion 1979 United States dollars, which equates to over $6.852 billion in 2025 United States dollars. Due to the high death toll and massive destruction this hurricane caused, the name David was retired from the Atlantic Basin names and was replaced with Danny for the 1985 season. On this day in 1980, a 3.8-mile-long, 60-yard-wide F3 tornado struck Stearns County, Minnesota. This tornado caused extensive damage at Bel Clare Acres and destroyed 13 mobile homes, caused 15 injuries, and killed a 15-month-old girl. Additional damage occurred at Angus Acres in Waite Park. 6 family homes, 14 mobile homes, and 16 apartments were destroyed, and more than 165 other houses were damaged, including 60 in St. Cloud. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Place the thumbs up button to like this video. Place the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.